Hey, this is Jim the GM, and I'm here tonight doing Season 2, Episode 3 of our Prince series, The Food, the Glad, and the Muddy. Tonight I've got with me Caleb and Eric and Jeremy and Clyde. Let's go ahead and start with Clyde. Remind us of your character.
I am playing Thane Brighthammer, the Dwarf Paladin of Vengeance, in all things smashy.
Wonderful. Eric.
Muted.
Very muted.
It is a red letter day, the only time in history that Eric has shut up.
He probably...
What?
Oh,
What? I was trying to open up a document and it just froze my computer.
okay. Go ahead, Eric.
Okay, now what did you want us to do? Because I didn't hear anything past you saying Clyde.
Go ahead and introduce and remind us of your character.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Eric, and I will be playing for you the half-elf cleric Jokar High Trathan. What did I get out right there? Trathan. Last time, I believe it was Caleb's character. Yes. Teaching the king and all of his kingly abilities. And who knows what could lead next.
Cool. Caleb, go ahead.
Right, hey, I'm Caleb. I am playing Evermind Aldeonde, otherwise known as Creech. Last session was sort of his teaching moment. I'm sure there will be others throughout the course of these sessions. However, it was focused, and he had the ability and spent the time with the young prince, teaching him how to discern in the middle of basically protecting his mind, being able to read between the lines or figure out, basically giving him a better thoroughness when it comes to being insightful. Since then, yeah, we'll just leave it there. Come
Great.
back later.
Great. And today's game, teaching our prince, is Jeremy. Go for it, Jeremy.
I'm Jeremy, and I'm playing the fearless to the point of reckless monk who loves to eat and help people, Thanadale Braddock, otherwise known as Than. And let's get this underway.
Wonderful. Jeremy, let's go ahead and start with a scene for you, just to kind of set up how Prince Arene is looking for you, or is looking. After spending those months with Creech, the prince has a noticeably different visage. He's very keen, but as people talk, you can tell that he's scrutinizing the words that people are saying. You can tell that he's in the process of finally learning that not everybody is always telling him all the information. Not everybody is always being completely forward with him, and he's trying to discern what is being said. And as you work with him, and as you teach him, and as you talk with him, you'll find that Prince Arene is very, very interested in what you have to say, but there's always that hint of scrutiny to your words.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry, I got a severe thunderstorm warning. All right. So, is this scene taking place somewhere? Or
Wherever you would like it to be.
all right. Well then, here we go. Hey, wake up in there, sleepyhead.
Rolling over. Oh,
And
Master Than.
the prince is in this basically a tiny shelter. It's not even 5 feet tall. It's mostly used by Than in his camp to sleep. So it's not comfortable if you're doing anything other than laying on the sleeping bag that Than has. He's had the prince out in the woods for a couple months now, trying to teach him the ways of living off the land and how to be helpful and just, take care of himself and take care of others. He's going to be a prince someday, or hopefully he'll be the king someday. So, you want him to understand the plight of his people. So Than is kind of peeking in. He's actually been sleeping outside as long as the prince has been here. Good morning, your princeliness. I've got a couple of those eggs left. Boiled them up this morning. You want to grab a couple and then catch up with me? That would be great. Hopefully your training helps you out.
Boiled, if there's anything that I have learned from my time with you, it is that boiled eggs can never get old.
That's good to hear. Boiled eggs and sweet potatoes. That's what I like.
I've noticed. And he's climbing out and putting on his trousers and pulling over a shirt and jacket.
And Than is basically stepping into the woods, just basically going to leave the prince behind and see if his survival skills are good enough to track him down.
Cool. So, as you've gone out, from the prince's perspective, he's gone over, grabbed some eggs, come back to where you were, and you're gone.
Right.
And he's looking around. You watch him just eat the eggs like there's no flavor to him. He's just supposed to eat them now. And he sits down, and time passes. 15, 20, 30 minutes. And finally, he stands back up, looking at your lean-to. And he says, I can find my way back. Where did he go? And he starts following you, or trying to follow the tracks through the woods. And he disappeared. Oh no, sorry.
Nope, I'm here.
Jeremy, are you being stealthy through the woods?
Than is actually moving ahead. Somewhat stealthy, but he's not trying to make it too difficult. That, he wants to know that the king is able to find his way.
Okay. His first roll following you. Oh, man, he gets lost right off the bat. He rolls that natural one with a total of 4, and he gets very lost. This puts him about 20 minutes behind. As you're sitting and waiting, he's going to be at least 20 minutes behind finding you. The prince tries to backtrack and is absolutely able to backtrack to where he was. He's able to go all the way back to the lean-to and goes for a round 2, following those tracks, trying to make sure that he's not following his own tracks. This time he has a 17. And so he's following along, noticing where he got lost, and where your tracks obviously went the other direction. And he just feels foolish for missing such an obvious marker. And he will continue to follow you. About how far out did you go?
Than would have gone to a small village, Adler. Than wouldn't be just out in the open. A few days ago, there was a pretty bad storm, so when the prince gets into town, he'll see that there's quite a bit of lumber around and some damage to several of the houses.
Okay.
There are people around just doing some repairs. People trying to help.
Is it a couple of days from where you were? Is
Oh
it
no, it's a couple hours.
okay? Oh, he is just not feeling up to par right now. For everything he taught that you taught him, he's keeping it in mind. He just seems to be mixing up his information. Does it? If I see it, this moss grows on the south side of trees. And wait, uh, wait. And he's starting to get back on track and following you. A couple of hours actually turns into about 3.5 for him.
All right.
As my rolls are absolutely starting off terribly. Here's hoping that, for your guys' sake, it continues. All right, cool. So yeah, about 3.5 hours later, only an hour and a half after you expected it, he finds his way. You see that he is hot. He is carrying his jacket over his shoulder. His shirt is undone halfway down his chest. His hair is matted against his head. He is very hot and uncomfortable, seeing as how after you woke him up, this would put it at about 11 o'clock.
All right.
Coming into town, seeing people. He's asking around, trying to find out if there's anything more. Seeing all this wood, seeing everybody working, remembering the storm, but not realizing it had gotten this bad and affected people like this. He starts asking around and finally finds you.
And when he finds Than, Than is actually on the beach. He is fishing. Hey, I figured you'd help some people.
Okay. Where are we again?
This is Adler.
Adler.
Haven't you been here?
No. Judging from how far, and you watch him look up, look around the mountains, look at the sea. Judging from where we are, this may be one of the furthest towns from my home. I have not been here. And maybe, and he stops and goes, maybe that's a good thing. Because he is always watching. And if he ever, how would Creech say it? Never mind. But if people knew I was here, or at least people here knew who I was, that could be bad. This may be very good for me. Yes. So just help people. Are you going to help too, sir?
I am helping. I'm getting some food for the guys.
Very well, then, Master Than. And he turns, and you watch him as he helps people rethatch roofs, fix windows, mend boats, mend fences, and you watch a couple come up to him with fish on sticks to help. About an hour and a half after he came into town, feeding him for helping them eat or for helping them. This continues on all the way until sundown. At which point, the prince, his sunburn has gotten worse.
Than would like to examine his carpentry. How's it coming along with the woodworking?
As you check his woodworking, you're finding that he's not a master of any sorts, but you can see that he has the know-how to put it together, to figure out how to make something work. As he's helping with the fences, you're realizing that as it comes to an issue with maybe a broken post, he's found a way to make another rather than trying to just mend the one that's broken. He is going out of his way to give back to the people something of at least the quality that they had, as close as he can give.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. And just wait till you see the reward we got.
Reward?
Reward, yeah. That house over there, that belongs to my aunt, Lucille.
This is your hometown.
Oh, no, no, no. My aunt lives here.
Oh, okay. Well, sounds good to me. And he continues helping them out for the rest of the day.
And
Until you come to stop him.
yeah. Than will actually, after catching fish, he will help the prince and just keep an eye on him, watch his work, make sure everything, looks secure. And here soon, we're probably going to meet with everybody if everything is satisfactory. The time will come
Everybody
to
in
meet
town, or are you talking about the rest of our characters?
the rest of our characters.
All right.
Probably not tonight, but we're coming on that time as the prince has come along.
Do you want them to meet you here in this town?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Let's have Jakar and Creech and Thane roll initiative for me.
2.
Okay. Anybody else? 12 for Creech. And 2 for Thane. How about Jakar?
6.
6. All right, everybody's showing up tomorrow. So, at the end of the day, at this point, having taken off the shirt, Prince Arene comes up and he goes, I don't think I've ever been this tired, Master Than.
It's hard work out here. But I've got something that'll fix you right up. You just wait for everybody else, and I've got a big surprise for everyone. It's gonna be exciting.
All right.
And Than is going to go to his aunt's house.
And Arene will follow you.
Then, just stay in the dining room. It's gonna be a surprise. It'll be great.
Okay, fine. I'll go get my shirt and jacket and be back. And you watch him as he leaves. So what are you doing while he's gone?
Than is cooking.
All right. And about 20 minutes later, he comes back in, and you hear laughter from outside of the door. Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you. Oh, it was my pleasure. Certainly my pleasure. Have a peaceful day. Did I miss it? Master Than, did I miss it? As he comes in.
Of course not. We're just waiting for everyone else.
All right. And so you're going to cook through the night?
Oh, are they showing up tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, then Than would not be cooking his big surprise.
Okay. So then he will sit with you and talk with you and take another chance to learn from you over the night.
And
then sleep hard.
yeah, most of the comments would be about how he could have tracked him a little better. Just reminding him of ways of making it through the woods, and about the food there. What berries are good to eat.
All right. And the next day, excuse me, bright and early at 7:30 in the morning, um, you hear some noise outside, a little bit of a hubbub and a murmur from outside in the town. It's their surprise. Oh my! Did you see that man? Oh my, he looked so strange. He must not be from around these parts. I would be careful around him if I were you.
Than will hurry out to see what all the hubbub is.
You find that Creech has walked into town, finding him coming out of the forest, and it's like, surprise, right out of the edge of the wood. He finds himself in this beached oceanside village.
So Than see Creech?
Oh, yes.
Oh, Than is excited and just rushes towards Creech. Arms spread open.
Creech is looking through a little wooden box, and he's kind of rifling through it. And he, out of the corner of his eye, the tops of his eyes, really, he sees this figure running towards him. And he just kind of looks. He closes his box very quickly and puts his into the little box into his pack. He sits there and is just kind of with his arms down at his side, braces for impact.
And Than just rushes in and attempts to hug Creech. Ah, it's been so long. How you been?
Yeah, it's good to see you, Than.
Good to see you too.
Yeah. What do you? Can you put me down? This is a little awkward for me.
Of course, I'm kind of surprised I can even pick you up, but I've been training really hard.
Well, that makes two of us. But anyway.
That makes three of us. I've had his princeliness here.
I was just about to ask you. He's here. Or how are you guys getting along?
You see that fence over there?
It looks, yes.
He put that post right there, third one from the left.
That one post? He did that?
Well, he did a few of the other ones, but that one I remember seeing him do.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, that's it looks great, Fan. It looks great.
That's what I told him. He's doing really well. He didn't die out in the woods. I'm pretty proud of him for that.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And Creech is just like, okay, here we are. Yeah, we're happy that he didn't die and he made that post. All right.
Wait, you left him alone in the woods?
Well, I'm still imagining, like, Than still has his arms around him, just looking up and talking to him. And Creech is like giving, well, hey, that's great. That one over there, that's way to go, man.
Yeah. Right. I've got a big surprise for everybody. It's going to be so exciting.
Yes.
Everybody's going to love it.
Are you going to be able to do it while you hold on to me, or should we walk?
No, I guess I should let go.
Ugh. Hey, thanks for the hug, buddy.
You're welcome. You hungry? I am.
And you can kind of see some of the features, these once very monstrous features. You've gotten to know Creech, and the way he looks is very opposite of the way that he actually is. And so one of the new things that you have noticed about him is that his eyes seem to be very recessed, like maybe he hasn't gotten just a whole lot of sleep. And but he's still being very, nice about everything. But he's, yeah, sure. I'm gonna go see the prince. If you can point me where I need to go.
He might not be awake. You should wake him up. He was working really hard yesterday.
That sounds like something I could do. You just tell me where to go.
Yeah, right over there. That's my aunt's house.
Perfect. Your aunt's house. Oh, it's lovely. Was the fence behind your aunt's house by any chance?
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, I bet she's really thankful for that third post from the left. That's good. It looks
Definitely
good.
is.
Very good. Well, I'm gonna go wake him up.
All right.
When you find the prince, he is laid on a couch of sorts, more like a bench with a blanket on him. His head hanging off one end, his leg off the other. He's got one arm over his chest, other arm hanging over out from under the blanket, and he is sawing logs, snoring.
Creech would sneak up to him, and I'm seeing like his head dangling off backwards. And Creech would bend down real low and put his face next to the prince's upside down face. And he would just sit there and wait and kind of breathe on the prince, hoping to kind of the prince to wake up normally. But when he opens his eyes to see Creech's face right in front of him, but upside down.
You stay there for a couple of minutes, and right when you're just like, I can't stay in this position for too much longer, this kid isn't going to wake up, he starts to stir, opens his eyes, and he's looking right into your mouth. Rolls over, falls off of the couch, gets up, he's got the blanket's falling over his head, he crawls out from under the blanket, actually goes backwards out of the blanket, and sees you still bent or down on your haunches at the end of where his head was. Oh, Mr. Creech! Oh, don't do that to me! You don't want to kill me before our task is finished, do you? Oh my!
Oh, I was just about to say, I was just about to wake you up myself. By the way, the craftsmanship on that post, it's beautiful.
And he is just beaming when there's a moment of, well, basically the look that you taught him, that discretion. And you watch him sit back a bit and realizes. And he smiles. Whether you mean it or not, Master Creech, thank you.
Well, I might be a little sarcastic, but your progress is great, and that's the truth. Now, Fan, he's very excitable. What have you guys been doing out here? I heard you said that you survived in the woods and you helped build the fence. That's good. He's got a lot of energy, though. You're supposed to wear him down a little bit, like your wolf. Otherwise, they have too much energy and they're just all over the place. You have to, play with them and walk them, and you get them tired. What?
I feel as though he's in his element out here, and I don't just mean in the wood. Around these people, doing good things for other people. I really believe that if there is anybody in this kingdom who is truly good to the core, well, I almost wonder what it would have been like to have been taught by him first. He is very much as I used to be.
Fan is a good man. And
yes.
That's not to say that the way that you are now, and that I have always been, or the way that those with a discerning eye, that's not to say that we are not good people, but there's a certain innocence in Fan, and that innocence is what breeds the good in his heart. Don't take a man like that for granted.
I don't think I could. It's the innocence. It seems sincere. He comes across it naturally.
That's the kind of guy he is. And at this, even maybe while the prince might be trying to say something else to him, he pulls that little wooden box from his pocket, and he becomes sort of affixed on it again, and he looks up at the prince, and he just kind of nods, and he walks over to the bench that the prince was sleeping on, and kind of turns his back to him and opens it back up, and again, kind of starts rifling through it.
A couple hours later, we finally start getting Jokar coming into town?
Well, he noticing all the townsfolk and all that good stuff. Him. Kind of in almost a new part of an island. He's been here a few times, but not a lot. Um, asking them, pretty much if they've seen the prince or seen. Well, he doesn't call him the prince. He asked them if they've seen a fellow of, you know, being accompanied by a very energetic, barefooted man. Um, he you know he heads off towards the cabin where I guess would be where Than's aunt lives. Uh, he
Um, at this point, it's about 10 o'clock. Fan, what are you doing at 10 o'clock?
Now Than is cooking.
Ah, um, so do a quick little investigation for me there, Jakar.
Alrighty. D20. Let me get my. I don't think I have investigation as a skill, do I? I do not, but that is a flat 10.
Okay.
Well, 11, but
You will find your way on down, asking for Fan, and a lot of people. There are people who go, and you watch them as they're processing it, and they don't quite get it. Finally, you run across somebody who goes, "Oh, yes, he's here in town with his aunt," and points you in the right direction. And the closer you get to his aunt's house, the more that you are starting to smell something very tasty.
well, as he gets closer, he kind of chuckles. Uh, Not really in that much of a mind of what's going on around. The smell of the cooking still makes him just like, can't wait to get, because if this is Than cooking, he's like, well, at least we won't starve on the road. Um, he's more in a daze of, the few days that he got to spend with his wife. But when he comes at more onto the property, he'll not really knowing how he should go about you know entering the coming to a stranger's place, and he'll slowly start following the smell because he thinks if he follows the smell, he'll find somebody.
All right. Uh, you come to a house. It's not very big at all, but the smell is obviously coming from inside this house.
Once Jakar gets to about the porch of the house, he'll call out, "Hello in there!"
The door opens, and standing in front of you is Prince Aeryn, who is smiling broadly. Master Jokar, it is good to see you. Over his shoulder, you can see, sitting in the room on the far side on a bench, is Creech looking at a box.
Jakar, he kind of nods. And I says, "So, how was your evening, or how was your, I guess, time with Than?"
Oh, it was very good. Very good. I learned quite a bit about real generosity and how to take care of myself and how to take care of others. It was very enlightening. It was
Those are
very yes.
those are very kingly traits to pick up, especially from Than. Than strikes me as somebody that when he tells you he's going to do something, he should do it. Kind of one you can trust. entrust your life with.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I agree with that very much. Well, come on in. Come on in.
And with that, he kind of stomps his boot on the steps to knock any dirt off, not to track in anything. Uh, when he does so, he kind of smiles because he realizes not a lot of people do that, and he knows why he does it. And he'll follow the prince on inside the house.
Hey, who is at the door?
It's Master Jukar!
Oh, hey, Jokar!
Hey, Than.
And Than is just shouting from the other room.
And go ahead.
I was just going to say he shakes his head, kind of walking to where Thane is and leans against the doorway, kind of just to stand there and look at him, and he says, "So, how'd the prince do and on his own?"
I did great. He's great. He got lost a little bit, but he's been in a castle and he's been out in the woods with other people, but being on his own, it's probably a bit different for him. But he did great.
I said, so which woods did you take him to?
Oh, we go all over. My camp's about 2 hours from here, though. We mostly stayed there.
Well, no, as long as he wasn't in any true danger, but
Eh,
we want to teach him, not we want to teach him to learn, not teach him and stumble across something he shouldn't in the forest. If you get my drift.
I taught him which ones were poisonous.
Yeah. That'll do it too. So what are you cooking?
It's a surprise.
And he, knowing the rules of a cook's kitchen, he kind of just moves away and walks back into where Creech is.
There are tons of vegetables and meats in there. That's really key.
Yeah, well, he kind of nods his head and like he understands, like kind of understanding what he's attempting to cook, but he's just like people call it different things, and and he walks to a chair and pulls it out, and he'll sit down, and he was like, "We're missing one short person in this room. Has Thane not got here yet?"
No.
Well, no. I was generally asking that to,
Oh.
yeah, well, it's fine. I hear Phantom, no.
No, he's not here yet. Have you seen him?
I says, I've not heard him.
Well,
I says, I'm sure when he's ready, he'll make himself known.
all right. And with that, 2 more hours later, Thane comes walking into town.
Okay. Thane has gotten lost with his one initiative, and he comes barreling out of the woods and falls down. And he's like, "Blasted sodding tree! There's been a road for a millennium, and does not one village believe in a road? No, let's just stick a place out in the blooming wilds and then draw it on a map. Now go there." And he gets up and is pulling twigs, and he turns around to the bush and just starts swinging on the bush and gets his cloak caught. "If I had my way, I would burn you all down." Blasted shrieking mushrooms, and now a bush, everything that wants to stab you, stick you, or sting you. He's walking into town, trying to straighten himself up, and he's looking. Let's see. They didn't tell me where I was supposed to be going. Well, I guess I'll just start knocking on doors. Eventually, somebody will point me in the blooming direction I'm supposed to be going. And Thane will start knocking on people's doors.
All right, the very first door opens right up to you, and there's a woman who has a baby on her hip, an apron on, her sleeves rolled up to her elbows. Well, hello, can I help you?
Yes, good evening, good midwife. I am looking for a half elf, a very happy, tall human, another human, and a little one.
A little one?
Yes, teenager, maybe.
Oh, okay. You mean Than and his apprentice? Yeah, well, he's down 4 more houses on the left.
Well, thank you.
A good day to you, sir.
Good day to you too. Why don't they just and they couldn't have told me where I would needed to go, but no, I have to knock on people's door all. And he will walk and he will rap on the door that the woman the woman told him. A very hard rap, waiting for somebody.
4 houses down on the left.
Yes. I hope this is the place.
Door opens, and you see the prince. Finally, you're here. Master Thane, it's so good to see you. You're a little late. Master Thane has been making us wait for lunch for you to get here. But as you can see, Master Creech and Master Jokar are already here. We've received letter. We don't believe that Master Lot will be here for this meal, but he says that he is taking care of important business. So this should make it all of us. Master Thane, we're all here.
Oh, great! I'll be in there in a minute.
And he shuts the door, and I take, and with a very, iron grasp he takes a hold of the prince's hand and stops him. When you become king, you will put roads, clearly marked roads, to all the cities and villages and hamlets. Promise me this. Take an oath.
And you watch him as he scrutinizes you. He's looking in to try to tell if you're being serious.
Yes. And he reaches into his belt pouch, and he pulls out this stone that is covered in dwarven runes, and he says, "Swear, the oath, there will be roads."
Just, and he takes your hand and he closes your fingers around the stone. He says, "Master Thane, I swear to you, I will do my best."
And he'll narrow his eyes a minute and is playing with one of his beer braids. I accept.
Than at this point is walking in with a huge pot. Hey guys, I've got the best surprise for everyone. And he drops this heavy pot on a dining table. My aunt's noodles! We got noodles!
Noodles?
Noodles!
Incredible!
There's
What with
vegetables?
Don't tell me there's more eggs.
Yeah, I actually fried some eggs, and I like to put fried eggs on top of mine. If you don't want some, I'll eat yours.
Fried eggs it is.
And Thane gets really happy. What ale goes with it? And he puts his backpack up and starts pulling out different labeled ale. I brought them. I didn't know which one.
Probably any of them. They're noodles. They're great. They go with anything.
A
Except for
mixture.
sweet potatoes. Never put sweet potatoes in them. Just doesn't work. All right, dig in.
Jokari stands up and sits at the moves to the table and takes a bowl and gets him a bowlful.
As you grab the bowl, before you can begin to ladle it out, the prince comes up to the bowl, to the big pot, and asks you to go ahead and take a seat. I'll serve you.
He nods. Jokari nods. He says, "As you wish."
And he begins to ladle out this noodle mixture into one of your bowls. And we'll do the same for all of you.
Than just has a very approving look on his face. He's quite pleased. And then he quickly digs in after putting a fried egg on top.
So let's let everybody else, other than Than, tell us what they were doing. In the conversation, you talk about what you've been doing over the past 2 or 3 months. So since you came in first, Creech, we'll keep that same initiative. Go ahead and tell us what you've been doing over the past couple of months.
All right. So, Creech, just kind of, are we supposed to do this like in a conversation, or can I just tell you?
If you guys want to do it as part of a conversation, I'm totally cool with that. Or if you just want to give us a quick rundown, that's good too.
I think if anybody else wants to do the conversation, I will participate. However, Evermind is, I'm just going to give you the overview. He has been back home, essentially, in his woods. Before he ever found that note, he had been working on something. And he knew he needed to be back around his supplies to be able to finish it. And he lets you all know, and kind of has this vial that he takes the mug after, before any wine or ale or anything like that gets poured into it. He takes the vial and dumps its contents into it, and then from that little wooden box, he actually pulls out this, it looks almost like a tablet of some sort, and he kind of shows it to everybody, and then he drops it in, and as soon as he does, it starts fizzing, and it doesn't seem to stop at all. And it says, and this is kind of what he's been doing. He has been mastering some of the alchemical secrets that his father left tucked away in a journal long, long ago. But yeah, he has just been figuring out specifically how to make these concoctions, or basically there are different things. Not all of them, he said, not all of them are to be consumed. Some of them are applied to the skin. Some are inhaled, at least the ones that I've mastered. But the findings, they have been very, very interesting. Sometimes, it turns out great, but there always seems to be drawbacks. But that's kind of what he's been doing. He's been getting a handle on creating some concoctions that seem to give him perks as well as some negative edges.
Wonderful. Jakar.
Well, when the prince hands him his bowl and the dwarf hands him the ale, he sets it in front of him and for a brief moment he goes silent. Before he looks back up. Uh, you know, he would say that he's mostly been hanging around. He traveled back to his farm, back to handle some of the things that his wife could not handle, could not do without him being there. Fixing some of the shoeing a horse, what have you. He also spent a little bit of this time, some time with her because she's hardly got to see him in these period of time since he's taken up this cause. She, when he left, she followed him as far as she knew how to get back home to, and then he was on his own from that moment on. He's been as he traveled through through some of the towns that he was more familiar with, he'd help some of the people, do little small tasks that that they needed help with. But other than that, he's just been, just helping the people, still, keeping up with the villagers that surround the farming community that he lives in. So he mostly been doing that.
All right. And Thane.
Well, I have been building up the forge. The bent tongue is starting to be a proper dwarven establishment. I'm hoping to get more proper forge rights in there. Nothing against the human ones I have, but good dwarf ones would be good. We actually was able to open it full time now.
Oh.
So that's what I've been doing.
Where have y'all opened a forge at?
In the town of what is those? It couldn't have just a normal dwarven name. Let's see. What was that? It was something.
Don't think too hard, Master Dwarf.
Well, all you human and elven names sound the same to me.
Did you just come from there?
No, I didn't just. Riverheim, there it is. I see.
Riverheim, huh?
Yep.
It's a nice place to establish a forge, but why did you choose a port city? Well, portish city.
Well, for a long time, we have been using the river to work our bellows for the forges, and with us not having to actually force our apprentices to work the bellows, it has afforded us an even greater teaching chance with the ones that we have. So I set mine up next to their actual river, so I could have a proper heat.
You use a water wheel to power the bellows to the forge?
Is this yes? And we use this magic called fire to heat the steel. Imagine.
A water wheel sounds really cool. I'd like to see that sometime.
Jokar just like, this is why I don't have conversation with dwarves. He says, Master Dwarf, he says, I was wanting to know.
Yes. We have it's not a proper water wheel. It wouldn't hold up to a good cave in, but it serves its purpose.
What do you mean, not a proper water wheel? Is the wood not good or something?
It's not stone or in steel. It was
Master
it was
Dwarf,
too heavy.
you cannot make a water wheel out of stone or steel.
I
It'll
beg to
be
differ. If you go to and when we're
the
done,
wheel would be too heavy to support. It just would be too heavy. But if you would like,
I believe that, and he looks at Thane. He looks at Than. I believe he means the inner workings. And he looks at Than. Looks at Thane. I mean, you're right, Master Jokar. There's no way that a mill wheel would be able to turn if it were made itself of steel. But the inner workings, if they were made of steel, it would make for a much more sturdier wheel, contraption altogether. Wouldn't you say, Master Than?
Yeah. I haven't worked with stone. Did I teach you that? That doesn't sound like something I would say.
I'm just trying to put together. You've become so.
No. You're doing good. You're doing good.
and Thane looking at all of them and says, I see a trip to Ard Karak is in our future, so I can show you non-believers that a proper will can be made of stone and steel.
and Jokar looks at him. He says, just to clarify what I'm talking about, Thane, I'm talking about the wheel that's in the water.
Oh no, that one, no, that is
That's what I am speaking.
But the one in Ard Karak is made of stone, we also have a bigger lake to run it.
Okay. So the one that you have from the river city is made out of wood. Okay, got you. The wheel that's in the water.
Right. That's the reason why I said if it was it's not a proper wheel, but it will do in a pinch.
You have a working wheel and a working forge. Why can't you be happy with that?
Because if something happens to it, it takes too long to rebuild it. It cuts down productivity. I can't make the weapons. I can't make money that way.
But it costs a lot more in labor and a lot more in craft if you make it out of stone and steel. If you made it out of wood, now I speak of the wheel that's out in the water.
Do I come to your farm and tell you how to plow your fields?
No, you don't.
Okay then.
But I would love to see you come and try.
Fine.
I would love to see you try. I could see you yelling at a plow horse. He's about as stubborn as you are.
You know, they have a nice beach out there. Holding your head up under the water until the bubble stops could be. Now, I've been here. I want to eat now.
He chuckles at the door.
Very interesting indeed. This is really good, Master Than. This is really good. The egg's not so bad either.
I know, right? Noodles at best.
Look at Than. I guess it's very tasty.
Thank you. My aunt makes the noodles. I'm not very good with the whole flour and milling and all that, but I can cook them.
While you're eating, you hear the main door of the house opens, and your aunt comes walking in. Can you describe your aunt for us?
So she's a bit more of a petite figure. She's got she's not that far off in height from Than. Longer blonde hair, uh, fairly tan skin. She lives on the beach, so she's outside a lot. Just late 30s.
Okay. She comes walking in and she goes, "Oh, how? Oh, you got a party going on here, don't you?"
Yes, we do. Your noodles are a hit.
They always are, my lad. They always are. Boys, we're about to do some reaping. The seaweed is good, and seeing as how this part of the land's not so good for those leafy greens, at least the edible kind, I figured it's time for us to all go out and harvest.
All right. Sounds good.
Well, finish your meal and come on out. And she goes ahead, turns around, and leaves.
Than adds more to his bowl.
Jokar kind of looks at Than and goes, "If I didn't know any better, I'd say you trying to get out of something."
Oh no, I just need more energy.
And in the next 30 minutes, y'all finish off all those noodles and eggs, and you are prepared to go outside. When you step outside, you walk past all the rows of houses to the beach, and you see people that are way out. And ale, that's right, and ale. Sorry about that thing. People that are way out in the water, about waist deep. You'll watch them reach way down in, and they have baskets that are floating in the water that are also tied to their waist, so that they don't obviously float off. And they are pulling up seaweed and throwing it into the basket. Throwing up seaweed, or picking up seaweed, throwing it in the basket. There are people in the beach who are on the beach who are already are already laying out the seaweed on wooden slats to dry them out. And Than's aunt comes up to you. She's got a basket for each of you and rope. Goes, tie these around your waist, boys. Get out there. Start getting that seaweed. It goes great with those noodles. If you have any left over.
I'm kind of out. But you're always welcome to make some more.
You're the same as when you were young, lad.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, are you going to help out?
Of course.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're out there.
Creech is actually a little afraid of actually getting in the water. Not that he is afraid of water, but he feels like perhaps he might be able to use his strength to take the wet seaweed from the bank over to these slats. So he would use his immense strength. At least that's his excuse to not get in the water.
You watch as the prince eyes you a bit. He smiles, nods at you. He says, "I'll take his basket." He begins to tie it off at his waist and begins to wade out into the water.
Thane watches as they're walking into the water, and as he's doing it, you can see his hands moving, and then when it gets up to their waist, it's up over his head. I believe I'll watch.
And Than is going out into the water. He's done this before. So.
Well, you watch as the prince goes, "Wait, here, Master Thane, how about you keep that spare basket with you, And when one of us finishes, you trade us. We'll give you the full basket. You give us the empty basket, and you can take the full basket up to Master Creech, and then bring the empty basket back out ready to trade again.
I can do that.
And Creech, standing on the bank, just puts a thumb up in the air.
Wonderful. So we have Than, and we have Jokar, and we have the Prince all out in the water with many other people as well.
Yeah, Jokar grabs it, ties it to his waist, wades out in the water. He's no scared of the water.
Beautiful.
He goes, he said, I used to do this with the wife's uncle. He said we used to go spearfishing.
Spearfishing. That's pretty incredible. As you watch him bend down, his shoulder goes all the way into the water. He comes back out with a long piece of seaweed and just gives it a shake and puts it into his basket.
I says, yeah. I says, unfortunately, I says, my wife is better a spearfisherman than I am. But, you know, hey.
Yeah. My family always just kind of went a little more traditional. We got rods. We got a nice boat.
You got a boat?
Well, yeah.
I've not heard you talk about being a sailor.
No, we were fishermen. We didn't sail far, just far out enough to get some different fish.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. The wife's uncle, he's a deep water fisherman. He used to tell us stories of sea monsters that live out deep into the ocean. He says he's seen a long, snakish-looking creature that's as big as a boat, been able to capsize him. Says, but then again, you know.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. But my wife's uncle is always one of those guys like, well, if you saw it, why did if you saw a tentacle that big or a snake that big, how come you're still alive? If you get what I mean, if you get the drift.
Oh, fish tails.
Yeah.
Okay. All of a sudden, yeah, here it comes. You can go ahead and roll that initiative. All of a sudden, you hear the sounds of splashing and choking as one of the women further down are struggling to keep her head above the water. The woman's about 40 feet from you. Another man in the other direction is about 20 feet from you. Guys, give me a marching order. It's not front to back, it's left to right. Right now, I'm going to say, Creech, you're 20 feet away from the water. And high or low, Thane?
Hi.
You got it. You are currently in the water waiting to exchange. So who's all the way to the right and who's all the way to the left, gentlemen? And then who's probably in the middle? The prince, for certain, is going to be in the middle.
All right. I'll be on the right.
I'll be on the left.
And Thane. Let's see. You are actually trading off with Than.
Okay.
Let me get my cards in order real quick. So 20 feet away from Than and Thane, a boy uh, a woman, excuse me, this was the woman, is struggling to stay up. And 40 feet away from Jakar is 40 feet away from Jakar is a woman, or is a man struggling to stay up above the water. You can't see anything right now, and everybody left to right is about 20 feet apart. So first up, Thane.
Okay. About to, was going to hand him the empty basket when he sees the woman start trying to flail around and like, oh, not today. And he runs and jumps into the water. And then he remembers he's in very heavy armor. I'm a walking today. And he starts holding his breath trying to get to the woman.
All right, I'm fine with that. Go ahead and make an athletics check for me.
Okay. Athletics. 19.
Sweet. You are going to be able to swim, and your speed, right now, it's obviously difficult terrain.
Right. My speed is
Is
25.
it 25? Yep.
Yes.
So
Half of
you don't
that.
have a swim speed, so you move half anyway.
Yeah. So
So
about
you move
12 and a half.
12 and a half. You move 12 and a half feet. You're going to have to continue moving. You
Right.
can make a perception roll for free.
Right. Can you double move?
Absolutely.
Okay, then that's what I will do, so I can get my full speed.
All right. So since you're getting your full speed and getting right up to it, you don't have to make that perception roll. You see a strange creature that is grabbed at her. It looks to be humanoid. It has a fin on its back. It has a large mouth, large eyes, and its back seems to be a darker color. And you're getting glimpses of it as its underbelly being lighter as it's trying to pull this person underwater.
Well, if I can get to where I can use my axe on the thing trying to pull her, I will
Not
try
this
to.
turn.
Okay. Can I reach a hold of her?
You can reach her, but you used your action and your move to get there.
Then alrighty. Okay.
Preach.
All right, so I am 20 feet from the water. Is that what you said?
20 feet from the water.
Okay. And which one of these struggling potential victims is closest to me?
Closest to you. It's going to be kind of tough because everybody else is about 40 feet out there.
Gotcha. So not
You're a
being
total of 60 feet from both of them.
Gotcha. Not being super familiar with specifically Thane and how not Thane specifically, but more of a dwarf and armor. Already seeing that the water was crashing over his head at some point. That would be my first response. For what it's worth, that antacid that you thought I took earlier.
Yep. Yeah.
That was, in fact, which one was it? The rapidity mutagen, which increases my speed by 10 feet.
Okay.
So what I would probably do is I would run down the beach itself, kind of so that I would end up able to swim straight to where I last saw Thane and the struggling woman.
Are you going the way of Jakar or Thane?
Thane is the one that reached the woman, correct?
Right, but there were two people struggling.
Right, yeah, and my concern is with the smaller of the two party members.
All right.
No
problem.
And kind of while he's running, you could see him, he kind of pulls a release string that's on his shoulder, and it drops the quiver and the bow from his back. And as he wades into the water a couple steps, and then he dives into it. And
All right.
So I'm going to swim out, or at least begin swimming out towards.
Do you have a swim speed?
No, I do not.
Okay. Then I'll do this to make it easier. What's your strength score?
14.
Okay, you're gonna be fine. Are you gonna double move to get out there?
Yeah. So my movement right now is 40 feet. So
All right.
I would have ran, I assume, probably 10 feet to one side or the other, and then.
I figured you would have run at an angle.
Oh yeah. If I didn't realize, I didn't know if I was where the waves were crashing or if I was up on the grass just off of the shore.
No, you're on the beach. It's a pretty big beach. It's just you were in part of you were on the sand itself, just 20 feet away from where the water is lapping up.
Okay. Well, that would still be, yeah, sure. So I'm running at an angle, but whatever it is, I've got 80 feet of non-restricted movement that you can hinder with rough terrain if that's necessary.
Non-restricted movement?
Well, I mean, I have 40 feet of movement, and if I double move, that would be 80 feet, but if at some point I hit...
So let's say it takes you 25 since you're going at the angle. That leaves you with 15 left over.
Okay.
For your move action. So swimming in the water, you're going to get 7.5, and then you're going to get another 20 feet.
Does my size in any way help me avoid some of the difficult terrain, as I can walk through parts of it that maybe somebody who's shorter could not?
You know what? Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. 24.
Yeah, you'll be able to ignore all but the last 10 feet.
All right, cool.
As you are literally running, kicking your feet over the water. So that means if you were 60 feet away from it, then that means you're able to move your first 40, then 10 feet, and then the next part of it costs you 20 feet. So you'd still have 10 feet of movement left over after using your action to move.
Gotcha. I don't have anything that I could... as a bonus action, can I draw a weapon? Since I know normally that's a free action, I would assume me pulling the string would have been my interact action. Can I use my bonus action to draw a weapon?
Normally, that's supposed to happen as an action if you don't use it.
I got you.
Excuse me.
Part of your move?
Yeah. So like the interact, so you would end up being interaction is it just means that it's happening during one of your other actions.
Okay.
So while you're moving or as part of your attack. If you've used your interaction, it's supposed to take an action to do it.
Okay. Cool. No problem then. From where I am, how close am I to Thane, and can I make a perception check to see what is causing this poor lady to have a problem, or do I need to wait?
You have the movement to get to Thane and even go around him, and to also leave aside the creature.
So what I would probably do, concern more with Thane and the woman, and not aware of what might be lurking, I would probably try to get around to the other side so that I'm actually further out into the ocean than my party member and the woman.
Okay, you got it.
Cool.
Jakar, you're up.
And I would simply yell out, "Hold on!"
Okay. Jakar, 40 feet away from you.
All right. Seeing that people obviously are being attacked by some sort of underwater-ish, either that or just lost their footing. But Jakar's going to think that, seeing his party run out towards it, that it's not just something to just So there's another dude being dragged or struggling too. How far away is he from me?
The closest one to you is 40 away from you. The next closest one is 60 away from you.
All right. Well, with that, Jokar will motion for Than, kind of like be like, we need to go give them assistance. And considering the dwarf is the more obvious target to try to drag under, I'm going to, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on him, and I'm going to double move in their general direction. So,
Wait. You're moving to the dwarf?
yes.
Okay, so you're moving away from the other person.
Oh, no. I'll bonus action cast it on the dwarf and then move towards the other person. Unless I have to touch him with Shield of Faith. Hold on. This might actually change what I just said, because I think Shield of Faith has a range. But if it do not, I'm going to have to replot my course of action. Shield of Faith. It has a range of 60 feet. Okay, good. Perfect. So, would I be able to get Shield of Faith on the dwarf?
You would.
Okay. So, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on the dwarf, and I'm going to move towards the other person struggling. How far away is he from me?
40.
40? So, double move. Yeah, so I'll move 15 feet, but double that, 30.
All right.
If that's possible.
Absolutely. You'll be able to move and dash. And being 10 feet away, this ocean water is not murky. It's not the clearest, crystal clear water that you might have seen, but it is absolutely, all it's doing is distorting the image of the creature, not blocking it. And you see this same creature with the dark back, the fin, the large mouth, the eyes. And Than.
Alright, so Than drops the basket of seaweed he was about to hand Thane, as Thane has already started rushing away. Seeing this woman struggling, Than is going to try and get to her.
Okay. With it being as deep, it's going to be half your movement.
Okay. Alright. She was 20 feet away?
Yes.
Alright. Yeah, my movement's 40, so...
So you get right up there, right beside Than and right beside Creech.
Right. And I'll try and help her out.
Go right ahead. How are you going to help her out?
Just try and pull her away.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength check.
Just straight strength?
Straight strength.
Alright. Oh, I did good. That's a modified 20.
Awesome. He did terribly, and you ripped the woman right out of this creature's arms. It was not prepared for a third person. The other two people around must have distracted it, because it did terribly, and you pulled the woman out of its grip.
Alright. So do I see this thing?
Yes.
Alright.
But it's its turn.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start with Jakar. Seeing this splashing coming over, it is going to pull this woman, or pull the man that is going over there. Doing a terrible job. It does not do that. And instead, you watch as it lets go, and moves out further into the water. Guys, over with the lady. One is going to attack you, Than. Woo! Make sure I'm looking at this right.
He's got +2 to armor, by the way, because I don't know what Clyde's armor is normally, but it's whatever +2.
Let's see. Where are you, Thane?
I thought wait, who is it attacking? I thought it was attacking Than.
Oh, yes, it's attacking Than, not Thane.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
It's a total of a 16 to hit you. As it reaches out and it claws at you.
Ow.
For a whole whopping 5 points of damage. Slashing damage, if that helps.
Oh. You said 5?
What?
You said 5?
Yep.
All right.
And you watch as it swims away, and you're unable to attack it. It did not go very far, but it does swim away. 2 more come up, and 1 will each be on Thane and Creech. So Thane, that's going to be a 22, so it'll still hit you, even with Shield of Faith up. You take 4 slashing damage as it swings at you with its claws, and it swims away from you. This one not being able to go as far because it had to swim up to you, but you're unable to attack it. Creech. That's only a 13. So it swings at you, misses, and it also swims away. You're unable to attack it. And okay. And the prince is looking around and starts to, with the basket dragging behind him, is hopping through the water as well as he can, moving his way towards Jakar. Thane, you're up. None are within your reach.
But can I get a hold of the woman?
Yes.
Then that's who I'm I'm grabbing her, and we're.
I have a hold of her.
Oh, okay. Well then, I will go up so I can breathe. I don't know how you people do it, but I will be here so that he can take the lady out of the water, and I'll be guarding.
So you're gonna ready in action?
Yeah.
Are you taking the dodge action, or are you readying to attack?
I will take the dodge action and use myself as bait. Here,
okay.
Fishy. Come here, you wee beastie.
Okay. So you're trying to draw attention? Okay. I will then, for his movement, gosh, I'll figure out what to do when they attack. Creech! There's one 10 feet away from you. Underwater.
Creech, I would say, probably did not notice that something swam up and tried to take a hack at him. He would have seen Than go, ow. But Than is used to this. Creech is in a bit of a hurry to get out of the water, and so as his eyes kind of scan back towards the coastline, he just yells out, "Get out of the water!" And I'm going to double move towards the prince.
Okay.
Can I get all the way to him?
Your speed is 40 right now?
Yes.
So 20. He'll be just out of your reach.
As soon as I get right there, I tell him to get out of the water, specifically talking to him.
Okay. Jakar.
I would also draw my dagger. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. So the gentleman, is no longer drowning or is no longer being pulled, correct?
Correct.
All right, the creature that swam away, can I still see it?
No. You can make a perception roll. I'll let that happen.
Oh, okie dokie.
Disadvantage.
Okay. All right, the lowest I rolled was a 10. Hold on, let me pull up my character sheet. Perception. Do I have it? 13 was what I rolled.
You'll see it. It's still underwater, but it's 30 feet away from you.
All right. With that, can I grab a hold of the guy? The dude that was drowning, because, like, I'm not going to...
You're not to him yet. You're 10 feet away from him.
Oh, okay. Well, if I can, what would it be to help the guy out, up and tell him to get the hell out of the water?
You can just tell him to get the hell out of the water.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, he'll move up. He'll move up to the guy, kind of get him up, and Jokar will just look at him and says, "Get out of the water!" And with that, he'll, kind of like turn around, like seeing the creature still shadow in the water, and he'll cast Guiding Bolt. Let's see. Roll 13 plus 18.
18 will hit it.
All right. It takes 28 points of radiant damage.
How much?
20.
Tell me how you kill it.
Yeah, it's 28. Shit. Oh, but I can't. But mind you, that's me using a second level spell slot. And
Yeah.
It's 5. Yeah. All right. So he turns around and kind of like spots it in the water, and he shoots this bolt at it as his eyes flare white, and he kind of just points at it, and the bolt just lashes out like a bolt of lightning at it and strikes it dead in the water. The creature almost like lights up the water because it gives off a dim light, but lights up in the water, and then it just I guess floats to the top. I don't.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. We'll float to the top.
All right, floats to the top.
This is a strange looking creature. It really looks like a little person, if a little person would have been mixed with a shark.
It would look like a little person if a little person was a shark.
Yeah. Than.
All right. So, guy that slashed me and messed up my pants, he's swimming away, right?
He did, yes.
All right. Than is going to basically try and he's going to let the woman go kind of towards the shore, and as he kind of looks under the water trying to go for him, you can see that the limbus of his eye is actually beginning to glow a little bit, something previously unseen, as he dives in after the creature.
Okay.
And can he see it?
Yes.
All right. And how far away is it?
Well, there's 3 of them around you.
No.
You've got one that's 10 feet away from Creech, or that was 10 feet away from Creech, so he's still about 10 or 15 away from you. You've got another one that's about 10 feet away from Thane, and the one that was holding the woman is 30 feet out.
All right. So I'm imagining that there's still like this small trail of blood from where he clawed at Than, and Than begins to chase him, but more importantly, his hands are glowing as he's going to throw some radiant light at this guy.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend a key point for 2 extra. But my hits are kind of weak. 2 14s and a 16 to hit.
The 14s will miss,
All right.
but the 16 hits.
All right. 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage.
Yes.
You watch it get hit and light up.
Dan is just kind of uncertain of this. This is kind of powerful. He hasn't exactly figured this out. So he's a little shaky with the aim.
And the monsters. 2 of them are going to come after you, Than. One of them spends his entire move to come up to you, and he is going to attack you. That's a 19 to hit, so he's going to hit you. Woo! 6 points of piercing damage.
Oh, God.
And the other one is 10 away. It's a 16 to hit you.
Ouch.
And he will do 3 points of damage.
All right.
And then he swims away, and you're not able to attack him.
All right. Was that slashing or piercing?
What did I say the first time? That's what I meant to say.
The first one was claws, so that was slashing.
Slashing. It's all slashing then.
Okay. I'm just making sure that I didn't know if he had a weapon or something. But,
Nope.
All right.
Thane. One comes swimming toward you, seeing you struggling. It swims up to you, gets close enough, you're ready to action go. Oh no, you're on the dodge, so he's got disadvantage. And he goes to get at you, and you, in a moment of insight, like jump up with your dwarven stubby legs, and they go off to the sides as he claws right at your shins, missing you, and you come back down. And as you're coming back down, though, he's able to swim away without you being able to get an attack. Coming zooming in toward you, Jakar. 2 of them gunning for you. Woo! So, Jakar, the first one is going to miss, but the second one is going to absolutely nail you with a 22 to hit. And you are going to take a massive 8 points of slashing damage from the claws. Neither of them is able to get away from you. Creech, as you see the prince nod, you watch him turn to go, and immediately get drug under. You watch as one swims beside you. You're not able to get that hit off on him. Goes for that skinny kid, that skinny prince leg. Grabs him and drags him underwater. 2 more will then come for you, Creech. Woo! One is going to absolutely miss, but other one is going to be a 23 and is going to hit you for a whole whopping 3 slashing damage. Thane, you're up. There is one that is 20 feet away from you now. And, well, there's 2 that are, one's 20 feet, one's 25 feet, and then one of them is only 5 feet away from you, will only cost you 5 feet of movement, excuse me, because it's still right up in front of Than.
Okay, then.
At this point, going out deeper to get to that one will not go over your head.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's what I will do, so I can swing at something.
All right.
Okay.
What are you attacking with?
My battle axe.
All right, you're going to have disadvantage on your attack roll.
Okay. Well, that's okay. I have a 14.
A 14 is going to miss him by that much.
Alrighty. Well,
I will let you have. Right now, everybody does have a point of inspiration. I'm sorry I forget to keep saying that. But you do have a point of inspiration if you'd like to use it now or not.
Hey, could I use my point of inspiration and spend it on the prince and say that he kicked that little shark thingy in the mouth and got away and was trying to make it for shore?
You could give him. You could use it to. You could use your point of inspiration to aid him, but I'm going to tell you right now, it wouldn't help.
Oh.
I rolled a 20 on the dice.
Oh well. Okay then. I'll use it to do my own attack then and try to free up less shark people. Shark babies. 15.
15 does hit.
Okay. Let's see. D8. D8 plus 5. 11 damage.
11 damage. Tell me how you kill it.
Well, when he's confident with it and he sees that, I'm using an axe and he's busy with trying to slash on or gnaw on Than's leg some more, and he turns his back to Thane, who is not very well with his water. This is not his element. He's flailing around like a wild man trying to keep his head up, and he swings and hits the fish creature by accident more. It doesn't look like it's a very aimed strike, but it was a wild swing that did a lot of damage. You get lucky.
Yeah. All right. Well, then next up, Creech. You've got 2 right on you, and 1 is just drug the prince under.
So how far away was the prince when he got drug under from me?
The prince was only able to make it 10 feet.
But he never passed within my reach. My question was going to be, could I have used my reaction to grab him?
Could you use your reaction to grab him?
Could I have, in that last turn, since he got drug underneath, could I have, is he 10 feet closer to shore than I am? Did this thing swim by me and grab him without using all of its movement and then pull him away during the process, or did it take, basically, I want to know if I could have reached out and grabbed the prince as a reaction. I know I can't grab these fish things, but could I have reacted and grabbed him? Any response is fine by me. I'm just curious.
I'm going to say no.
No problem.
If you would have readied to do that,
I wouldn't have been able to because it would have had to have been my reaction because I had used my movement and my action.
But he is only 10 feet away.
Okay. So I believe, thanks to Jeremy's great teaching at a different point in a different game, I am aware of weapons and in-water fighting. But what I do not know is, what about thrown weapons in the water?
You do know that thrown weapons, unless it's
my dagger that I am holding.
You're going to have disadvantage. You know that you can do it.
Okay.
But
okay, cool. I know that daggers or whatever do not invoke disadvantage when normal stabby. I didn't know how it worked with if I would have tried to throw it as well. Okay.
No, but you know that it's not going to be as effective range-wise.
Sure. Caleb did not know, so that was the question. Okay, cool. So it's my turn. He's 10 feet away from me. I got 2 of these fish things on me. Um, I am going to uh, go to the prince.
Okay, gonna draw 2 attacks.
Do it.
One is gonna miss, but one will hit you. I got a total of 12 and a total of 18.
Okay.
The one that hits you, ooh, does 8 damage.
Okay. But now I'm away from them, correct?
Yes,
And he's 10 feet away from me
and underwater.
and underwater. Is he also at a depth that I would need to use part of my movement to use to get to him?
Yes.
Okay. Then I will use.
If you would have to go further than where he is, if he is able to get away from it even 5 feet, then you could grab him and take him, and without having to be hampered.
Okay. Well, then I am going to go down, and that's what I'm going to grab him.
You're going to grab the prince?
Yes.
All right. What are you going to do?
Since it only takes 10 feet of movement, I would use my other 10 feet of movement to try and pull him back towards the shore.
Okay. Make a strength roll.
Does this need to be athletics or anything, or just strength?
It's just strength. Because it's opposed strength rolls.
Okay. I got a 17.
All right. That will actually be just enough to beat him. So you grab the prince and you drag him another 10 feet out.
Okay, so you said 5 feet, it would not hamper him. Does that mean that I can move an additional 10 feet?
Yes.
Okay, so I would actually be 15 feet away from this thing?
Yep.
Okay. Now that's what that I would, and I'm going to maintain a hold of him. I'm not letting go.
All right. Jakar.
All right, looking around, how bad does everybody look? I know everybody's been taking some hits.
Let's see, let's do this just to kind of keep a little bit of consistency. Gentlemen, if you are at half your hit points or less, you can tell them that you're bloodied. If you feel that one hit will kill you, you can tell them you're on your last leg.
There is quite a bit of blood in the water where Than is currently underneath.
I'm a bleeding, but I'm not. It's not very deep.
And Creech is still able to focus on a primary goal of getting Abreen out of the water, so he is not quote-unquote bloodied.
Okay.
Again, there is blood.
Oh, well, yeah, you've been injured. There is. All right. Kind of observing the battlefield, seeing these things in front of him. Do I notice any other ones that are within 15 feet of me?
Now here, because what you're doing right now is looking around at everybody, you're going to start taking up your action, checking all of your teammates for how they're doing, and then to start checking on enemies.
Well, no, I mean kind of like doing it all in the same motion. You know, like looking to see who all's there, and then kind of like.
That's going to take up quite a bit of time to be able to pinpoint where everybody is. And then,
No, I mean I'm just glancing. I'm just glancing. I'm not like trying to specifically pinpoint people.
Well, but you were asking how they're doing, so you're scrutinizing your party members to see if you need to heal them.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You're not going to have.
No, I 100% understand. Okay, well, with that, screw it. I am going to. Jokar lets out a loud scream, and with that, it starts real small, and he goes, "Get away from me!" And then like when he screams now, it's just a thunderous yell, and I need for them to give every enemy anything within a 15-foot cube originated from me makes a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature will take, I'm using it as a second level, will take 3d8 points of damage, and is pushed 10 feet. Succeed means they only take half and they're not pushed.
All right. Only one of them is going to be able to be caught in that cube. And he rolled poorly on his save. That's a total of 7.
Wasn't there 2 up on me?
Yes, but there's no way for you, with where they are on your right and on your left, the cube does not center in your square. It centers in front of you and then bursts out.
I thought it would center on me and kind of like...
It would include you then in the damage.
Sweeps out from me, each creature in a 15 originating from you.
That's right. So from you out, not from you to the sides, then out.
Okay.
What spell is it?
Thunderwave.
Thunderwave goes straight out. From where you are, it's a square. If we're looking at it like a grid, it's a square in front of you, the square on each sides, and then 2 more squares out. It's a 3x3 in front of you.
Oh, well, I mean, I was going to, I wanted to get both of them in it.
That wouldn't be Thunderwave then.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, gentlemen...
That was a discussion at one point on the OSG.
Oh, okay. Well, gentleman takes... roll it. Gentleman takes... 17 damage.
All right. Tell me how he drops.
Well, I guess with the wave kind of like tossing him back, he kind of just the sheer force of the wave, of the sound blast, just kind of, I wouldn't know how you die by sound, but oh, it's thunder damage. Okay, never mind, it's thunder damage. So when the boom goes out, the creature was coming up just about to slash him, and then it just hits him, and it just like the force just knocks him back. And when he hits the water, he dead.
Fantastic. Than, the one that's on you is dead.
All right.
The 2 that are 20 feet away, one of them has taken 4 damage from you, and the other one's not been touched.
All right. He's 20 feet away?
Yep.
All right. Then we'll chase him down.
All right. If you go any further out than where you are, you're going to start having to swim to stay up.
Oh, I thought we were underwater.
No. You were at hip. You were in the water up to your waist.
All right.
So you're not completely submerged yet.
Okay. Is he above water then?
Barely. At this point, it's up. It's going to be up to your abdomen.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm gonna throw some more sunbolts at him if I can see him above the water.
You are above the water, but he is below the water.
Oh, okay. That's what I was asking.
Are these is this magic that you're throwing with your punches and your kicks? Is that just a ranged attack, or is it magical?
It's ranged. It's magical.
But is it? I'm asking if it's treated as like a. No. Okay, I get it.
It says magical radiance.
I answered my own question, man. You're good.
All right. And I will start swimming behind him and start throwing.
Throw.
Throwing bolts.
Go for it.
All right. And I'm going to use another key point to add one. All right. That's a 10. That sucks. That's a 20. So
that hits, absolutely.
And that's an 18.
That'll hit as well. Here, do your first damage.
All right. 5.
Tell me how you kill that one.
All right. So Than begins swimming after him, just pretty much trying to defend these people, make sure this thing isn't coming back. And he just throws this bolt, and I'm gonna say it's. Can that be done non-lethally?
Excuse me. I don't. High or low?
Low.
No, it can't.
All right. Well then, yeah. So this bolt of energy that Dan has yet to be able to control just blows right through this thing, and it just, well, starts to drift upwards.
And you can direct your other attack at the other one.
All right. That's going to be 4 damage on that one.
All right, it takes it, but it doesn't die.
All right.
Next, it's them. You watch as the one that you hit, the one that's left on you and Thane, swims away. There's one left over on Jakar, and he is going to swim away from you as well, not drawing an attack of opportunity from you. Whereas the 3 that are left on Creech, watch that you're fighting him, and they're being stronger, and 2 of them swim off to the left. One of them swim off. No, all 3 of them will swim off to the left. So as you watch them go to one other person who's literally 30 feet away from you, who's just about to get to the point where she can get up above the water and is drugged below. The prince is struggling to keep going and is trying to actually get out of your arms to move on. Are you going to let him go?
If he can get out of my grip, sure.
Okay. Go ahead and make that strength roll real quick. Or at this point, he's technically grappled. You're not opposing somebody else pulling on him, so you can make your athletics or acrobatics.
All right. He might get away here. I have a 15.
Yeah, he's got a 10, so no.
Oh.
He's trying to get out of your grip to move on, and he's not able to.
Yeah, my back is kind of towards the ocean itself, so I would have no idea if anything's coming for me or not. So I'm not letting him go yet.
Okay. Thane, you're up. Oh no, yes, Thane, you're up. There is nothing around you to hit. You're also muted.
What?
Oh, we're talking. Oh, I thought he said Than. I was okay. So the fish thing that was attacking Than is gone? No, I killed it.
Say that again.
No, I was okay. I was sitting there trying to figure. Okay, so I killed the thing that one of the fish things that was attacking Than, and somebody got pulled underwater.
There were the 3 that were initially around you and Than. You both killed 1 each. The 3rd one swam off.
Right.
Over on Jakar, there were 3 on him. He killed 2. 1 swam away. The 3 that were on the prince between your group and Jakar's group, where Creech currently is as well, after keeps attacking Creech, and Creech going over and pretty much ripping him out of the sea goblin's hands, decided to go for an easier target. And so this target is about 80 feet away from you.
Okay.
Still in the water.
Alrighty. Then I will double move towards the woman, or the one that they're still trying to get a hold of.
They pulled that other woman. You watched her just go right underwater.
Okay.
So you can go in that direction. You can do 25 feet since you're still in the water.
That's where I'm going.
Beautiful. Creech.
All right, I would, I guess, if I could figure out anyway, I would try and run towards the shore until I felt like it's too shallow for whatever this thing is. Basically, I want the prince to be able to move unimpeded the rest of the way. Do I know how far that would be? Is it completely out of the water?
I'm sorry, say that last part again.
Like I say, I want the prince to be able to move unimpeded, like not be hindered by the water itself. So I would continue kind of ushering him along, but I'm trying to find the right spot to let him go so that he can run on his own.
Cool. You can use your move action to get him there.
How far is that?
15 more feet.
Okay, cool. And that's 15 feet, and that's not half movement, correct? For me?
Correct.
Cool. So I would do 15 feet, and I would kind of let him go, and hopefully any momentum that I had would give him a little boost. And I would tell him to grab my things and help these people on the shore, stay out of the water, and then I would turn and begin to move probably towards the first party member that I saw. So whoever that is, that's the direction that I would move to.
All right, you actually moved toward Jakar.
Cool. So I would see Jakar. Is he still looking like he's just kind of treading water and doing cool, or is this water still just waist deep on him?
It's still just waist deep on him.
Okay, cool. And then I would begin moving towards him. Did the man that he was helping get out of the water already?
Yes.
Okay. And then I would move towards him and basically kind of hopefully give him a look and wave my hand real big, swinging it towards the rest of the party members who are in the other direction, correct?
Yes.
And then I would use my action to begin moving that way.
All right. Jakar.
All right, so seeing the lady, or hearing her struggle, how far away is she from me?
The guy who just got pulled under is 15 feet away from you.
Oh, so it was a guy that got pulled under?
Well, if the person who got pulled under just now by the other three who swam away from Creech is 15 feet from you.
Okay, so do I know? Are they trying to pull another one underwater?
They have successfully pulled another one underwater.
Okay, yeah, okay. So all right, so Jakar will tell that man get to shore. You know, water's not safe. And he's not gonna.
That man is underwater. Like he can't hear you.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Well, I'm gonna try to pull him up then.
He's 15 feet away from you.
Oh, I'll move up to him. That'll be.
When you move up to him, you find 3 of the sea goblins holding him under and starting to pull him out toward the open sea.
Okay. I'm going to maneuver I'm going to try. Is there a way I could maneuver something to set down on as many of them as possible?
That you can maneuver. If you do an area of effect spell, you're probably going to hit the guy.
All right. So knowing that he's not going to, then.
Think of it like this. Right now, it's a 2x2 cube with 3 of the goblins making an L, and the civilian being the 4th square. You could probably angle an area of effect to hit 2 of them that are on the side.
Yeah,
Not all of them.
that's what I'm thinking. Because when you said that in my head, I'm actually so can I hit 2 of them with it?
Yep.
If that's possible, then that's cool. He is going to focus a shout, and I am going to target. I'm going to get 2 of the goblins in my way, or 2 of the goblins holding the gentleman. They need to give me a Constitution save. I think it's con. DC.
Right.
I think let's see, it's 8 plus. It'd be 13. DC 13.
All right.
If they fail, they get pushed 10 feet back. If they succeed, they don't get pushed, but they take half the thunder damage.
All right.
And
only one of them fails.
Okay. It's 11 damage. The ones that succeed take 5. It's 11 if they failed. 11 if they failed the saving throw. 5 if they succeed. Yeah, 5.
Okay. One dies, and the other is, let me find it, stunned until the end of its next turn.
Okay, I have to ask, how is he stunned? I gotta ask.
You tell me.
Oh, well, no, I didn't know if it was like a special rule that you did. I was just in my head. I was like, I can see him because now it's like this him like they're like one of them like is under the water, and like the one that gets stunned is like got grab a hold of the man's like is like just swashing about in the water, and this one's got like his shirt trying to pull him down, and it's like he comes out of the water just as the spell goes off. And it's just like he's just like he gets thunderstruck.
Sweet action. Than, you're up.
All right, so Than's not gonna chase that other one. There's no more around him, right?
Not around you, nope.
All right, Than's gonna look back and see if anybody else needs help.
You can easily see that Jakar is still swinging and spelling at the water.
All right. Than's gonna go towards Jakar. I'm guessing he's pretty far away from me at this point.
Yeah, 80
right?
feet.
How far? 80 feet?
Yep.
All right. Than's gonna double move.
Got it.
So 40 feet.
The one that is left is going to attempt to drag this last one out to the water, and will draw the attack of opportunity. Jakar.
I believe he just stepped away.
Okay. Well then, I don't want to take that from him. So he'll just attack the person. And he'll hit that person. Oh, he does not kill the person, though. But that person will be... That person cannot take reactions until the end of its next turn. Just for posterity, I got to keep that. Caleb just posted in the chat on the side that P breaks equal death. That's perfect. No, he did not hit Jokar. The sea goblin started to just rend at the person it had pulled under. The one is dead. One is floating there alive. And Thane, you're up.
Alrighty, I will continue to move towards the woman where she was pulled under. Let's see, she was what, 40 foot away from me? 40, 80? I move another 20, so I got 50 foot on at least.
You moved 25, you've got 30 feet left.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I've at least moved 50 foot towards the woman.
That's right.
So that's what I'm doing.
Creech, you realize that everybody is moving through the water towards you as Thane is being hop along and swimming, doing everything he can to move quicker towards you. Behind you, they are like booking it as fast as they can, moving past you.
So Creech would stop and turn around. Can he make anything out in the water?
You can make out that Jakar is still like got the effects of spells going around him. You can see a floating one of these sea goblins further away from him, one right in front of him, and blood starting to pool around him.
I gotcha. He would put the dagger in his mouth and begin running back towards Jakar, having thought Jakar was in the clear.
All right.
Still
got 40 feet?
Yeah, I'm still doing 40 feet.
And I assume that I'm assuming that you didn't go back into the water that made you slow down.
Yeah, not unless I have to.
Okay, then you could actually turn around, go that 40 feet, and from where you are, Jakar would be 20 feet from you after your move. If you want to double move, you'd end up being right in the thick of it.
Could I have angled my approach to where I could get right up on any of this and still maintain an action?
You wouldn't be able to get within the melee range, but you could be within 15 feet.
All right, then I'll just do the first plan. Move the 40 feet and then use my action to swim out towards Jakar.
All right. Jakar, he comes up right beside you. You're up.
All right, so there are 2 goblins left that I'm aware of, right?
Yes. You have the one that's floating there that's stunned. Well, that's no longer stunned.
Sorry, I can't help it. Sea creature stunned is hilarious.
You have the other one who has literally just started. You missed this part. It was going to swim off if you'd have been around and try to take the person. But since you weren't around, I just had it attack the person it pulled underwater. And so it is literally eating at this person, biting it, clawing it, and still right in front of you. It did not kill that person, but it has injured it. And done massive damage to it.
All right. Well, with that, Jokar will take out his dual blade and take a swing at this little bastard, taking a bite out of this helpless civilian. 20 and 9 is my attack rolls. I'm guessing the 9 misses.
The 9 does miss, but the 20 does hit.
All right. Let's see here. That goblin takes a whole whopping 7 damage.
Which one was it? The one that was stunned earlier, or the one that was attacking the person?
The one that was attacking the civilian.
All right, tell me how it dies.
All right, well, wow. So it's biting. It's sitting there like I picture it in the water, kind of like a piranha, like biting at it, and it doesn't really notice this kind of spear-like sword coming down and just stabbing it through the head just as it's about to bite the man's throat, and kind of gets impaled, and it's floating on the water when he pulls it away.
Sam,
I'm ready for the goblin that's becoming unstunned.
All right, so still 40 feet away.
Yep.
All right. Dan's gonna to head up there. Thant's gonna move 20 feet and take a dodge
Okay.
because he is bleeding a lot.
The monster who has been stunned. Disengage, swims to the deep end. And they all move out of sight. Gentlemen, we're out of initiative. Let's take a moment, and for the rest of us who didn't do it during the fight, let's go ahead and take a quick bio.
It's pee time.
That's right. 5 minutes.
We all come back. We're all knocked out on the beach. What happened? Batman happened. That's. You get that picture of that gauntlet stuck down my head. Stunned in the water. Oh man, I'm terrible, but that's funny. Poor goblin. Gotta feel sad for him. Somebody posted the Baywatch theme. That's epic.
Yes. Oh my.
Her?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Good. Good. What if I told you payphones were disappearing just so the machine could make it harder for you to escape the Matrix? That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Heath posted a video,
Hmm.
and it's like an older guy who looks like he's like maybe 40s, and this really old guy. Both are obviously like Eastern Asian, like Chinese, Korean, Japanese, something like that.
Hmm.
And they're like in the park practicing and sparring. The old man at first is just deftly moving his hand around by itself, and then he's like, "All right." And the younger guy's like, "Let's really try this." And the older man immediately, like, his speed is nuts, and he's standing there like an old grandpa with his glasses halfway down his nose. That's a cool video. This is what I do in my free time when we bio.
Yeah. You got it. When nothing to do, it happens. Let's feed the bears. What's the worst thing that can happen? I
Waiting
just ate.
on Caleb. You here?
Sure enough.
Awesome. Well then, after that long that issue in the water, you recognize all these creatures as Than especially as sea goblins, and everybody gets out of the water. They feel as though they have gotten enough seaweed for the day, and they tend to the one man has been injured. And that evening, there is a big party out on the beach. They have set up tables. They have used the seaweed to make seaweed wraps, and there is actually on this table there are places set that are stacked high with seaweed wraps, about 50 in each place. And they are saying, "We're not going to let that get us down. Samathel, he's doing fine. He's going to make it, aren't you?" And you see him give that good thumbs up with his other arm in a sling. "So let's celebrate our harvest. Time for an eating contest. What do you say? We've got seaweed wraps lined up." And you got one boy. Turn to my right page. Excuse me. You have a teen boy who comes running up going, "I got this one. I'm going to beat you all." And then a little boy, like maybe 8 years old, runs up, "I can do it. I'm going to be able to eat more than everybody." A young girl about the same age as that young boy comes running up and goes, "No, you won't. I'll beat you." And then a big old man goes, "Do you realize how much I pulled out of that water? I'm going to eat one for each leaf that I got." So be prepared. I'm going to have myself about 40.
Did somebody say eating contest?
And they look over at you, and your aunt laughs. Oh, my dear. Well, I had planned for this. So she walks over and gets another tray set up, about 50 on top. Well, of course. You want to give it a go?
Absolutely.
Would any of your other friends like to give it a go?
Well, guys.
Is there going to be anything besides the green stuff?
Nope.
I don't like green food.
It's seaweed, other vegetables, and fish.
Yeah. It makes you big and strong. Oh, sorry.
I'm strong enough as it is.
Absolutely. First
Alright.
part was awkward. Sorry.
I look at the children. I go, eat your greens, or you'll never grow. You'll never grow taller than that. Get grumpy old man over there, pointing at Thane,
The
of course.
water is only 10 foot away, elf. 10 foot.
I don't know what you mean. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Evermind would be standing by A-Ring, and he would give him a little elbow to the ribs and kind of nod his head as to tell him that he should go and be a part of that.
Oh my. Well, I've never done an eating contest before, and well, Master Than has been. Well, if there's any one thing that I could say that anybody could ever truly learn from him, is that, well, he'll eat us all under the table.
Hey, come on. It'll be fun.
If nothing else, you'll get your fill of seaweed, and think about one day these people will be able to look back at this moment and say that they had this with you. You should go.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'll give it a shot. And they all applaud for him as he comes up to the table, all longwise. And it's not long enough for everybody to be on one side, so they're literally facing off with somebody else at the table. All 6 of these people.
But I do look at Thane, and I look at him. I tell him, I says, because you won't participate, I will. I look at him. I go, I kind of give him that like challenging grin. It's like, you won't do it, I will.
Cool.
And Than will give him a huge pat on the back.
So then there are trays in front of you. Gentlemen, these are seaweed wraps, and they are about the size of a spring roll, all right? The way this works is it's a race to see how many you can eat in a minute, all right? There is, you'll start off, it really is a competition. The first 18 seconds, so the first 3 rounds it is, you actually get to roll a D8. Whatever number that you get, that's how many you ate in that 6 second time slot. In the next 18 seconds following it, you roll D6s because jaw's hurting and because of how much you're putting into your stomach. In the last 24 seconds, you'll be rolling D4s. Now, starting off, after you cross the 6 mark, you have to make a DC 10 Constitution save to not throw them up. Same for after you cross 12 and 18. At 24, it's 11. 30, it's 12. 35, 13. 39, 14. And 44, 15. Got it?
As long as you're going to remind us.
Absolutely, going to remind you. Just giving you the way that's going to end up working. And big deal for this, because always part of his character is that he is eating, and that eating is a big deal for him. For this eating contest, I will let you have +2 on your Constitution saves while shoving these down your throat.
All right.
So, round 1, begin. Go ahead, Than. Roll me that D8.
All right. I got a 5.
All right. And Jakar, roll me a D8.
Just a straight D8, add nothing to it.
Straight D8.
All right. 6.
All right. I need you to make a Constitution save, DC 10.
Okay. No. Okay. Constitution. So I add my con to it. Ooh.
Yes.
Well, what happens if you roll 10 exactly?
Well, then you're going to make it. You're going to be fine.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
So, as you are all chowing down, the young girl shoves 3 in her mouth, and she's doing fine. The young boy he takes 1 bite, and he's just not enjoying it, but he's trying to keep it going. Strong man shoves 5 down his throat, matching toe-to-toe with Jeremy. The teen boy eats so many of them. You see as he shoves the 7th one in his mouth, he gags and throws them up on the side. He's already out. Round 2. Fan, roll a D8.
All right. Got 7 on that one.
All right. Go ahead and make that Constitution save.
All right. It's going to be a 13.
Yes, 13 works just fine. You are going. Jokar, you're up.
Another freaking 6.
Make another Constitution save, DC 10.
All right. 7 plus 3. I swear to God.
All right, you're barely making it. Last round, thank you for reminding me, Caleb. The Prince rolled a 3, so he's doing fine. This round, the Prince tries to shove 7 more into his mouth. And he throws them up. Oh, my gosh. He starts trying to eat him and eat him and eat him. And the smell of the teen boy that he's beside, he couldn't last an extra round past it. Tried everything he could. He just doesn't get it for this one.
Creech lets out a hearty cheer when it happens and goes over and kind of picks him up and pulls him away and grabs one of them as he walks the prince away from the table.
Prize for me.
See, that's the reason why I don't eat green food.
Why are you so short?
Okay.
Foot elf.
This round, the young girl is only able to add 1 more. The young boy, however, shoves 8 into his mouth, seeing as how he's beaten by a girl, not going to let it happen, and he's doing fine. The teen boy looks over at him and is a bit sullen as he ate 8 in a single round and is still doing fine. The strong man shoves 3 more in his mouth and is doing fine. Here we go. Last round for a D8. Than, you're up. Muted?
Mouthful.
Yeah.
Than only got a 1 as he's busy laughing at the prince. Not
All right.
viciously laughing at him, but more just good cheer.
All right. Jakar, D8.
3.
All right. So as it stands right now, looking at the way that this is going, the young girl finally makes it up to her first 6, and she's holding on fine. The young boy, again, after eating so many, starts to get a tummy ache and holds off, adding 1 more to it. The strong man adding 2 more to it. So we have the young girl's at 6, the young boy's at 10. Strong man is also at 10. Than is at 13, and Jakar is at 15. Next round. D6. Go ahead, Than.
Alright. Oh, 5.
Woo! I'm going to need you to go ahead and make the Constitution save. This time it's still at DC 10.
All right. That's a 20.
You're fine. Jakar, D6.
1.
You're at 16.
Woo!
Seeing this now, the young girl puts one more in her mouth. She is slowing down. She's made it up to 7. The young boy starts going, I gotta keep going. Can't let her beat me. Puts 2 in his mouth and immediately throws them up. The strong man starts eating, really going at it like a champ. He's eaten 15 of them total. Round 5. Than, roll a d6.
That's a 4.
All right. And Jokar, d6.
3.
All right, so now we're up to the young girl. She's able to eat 2 more in that time span. The young boy, he's out. The strong man has now made it all the way up to 21. Oh, he's catching up with Than. And Than, you see this as you hurry up in this round. Put 1 more in your mouth than he has. Jakar, you're at 19. The young girl is at 9. The strong man is at 21, and Than is at 22. Last round for D6. Go ahead, Than.
Oh, where'd my D6 go? Oh, ooh, 6.
Woo! All right, I need you to make a con save for me.
All right, that's a 12.
All right. You beat it by 1. So you're up to 28. The strong man's at 23. The young girl is still going, adding 2 more this time. She's at 11. Jokar, what do you do? D6.
I got a 3.
All right, that puts you up to 22. You're still fine. You don't got to make another save. All right, we're at the home stretch now. Everything else from this point on, it's D4 rolls, unless you're making a save. So, Than, you're up.
Ugh, 2.
2. This is where I'm going to need you to make another save. DC 12.
Oh, natural 20.
All right, you are doing fine. Jakar.
Oh.
4?
Yes, 4. Sorry.
All right, make a con save. You're at DC 11.
All right. Ooh, 17.
All right, you're doing fine. The young girl at this point tries to put 1 more in her mouth. She can't handle it, and she just spits up everything else she just put in her mouth. The strong man is tied with you, Jokar, at 26, and Than is at 30. 30 of these seaweed wraps. 3 rounds to go. Than, you're up. D4.
That's a 1.
All right. Jokar, you're up.
3.
Woo! Working really hard there. You just went right past the strongman, who only was able to add 1 more at 27. It's between Jakar, the strongman, and Than. The strongman is at 27, Jakar is at 29, and Than is at 31. And the crowd is getting louder and louder as the strongman is looking over at this person he doesn't know, at this person he's not seen in a long time, and everybody else just cheering for all of them. He's in the moment. Second to last round. Than, you're up.
I got a 3.
All right. You still don't have to make a save, but this last round, the last number you have to save on is 35. So this next round, you're gonna have to make a save. So you better watch out for it. Jakar, you're up.
That's a 4.
That's a 4?
A 4. D4, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I need you to make a con save for me. DC 12.
Oh god. I'll begrudgingly bow out.
Was that a nat 1?
I rolled a nat 1.
You watch as he's going at it. He's like yes. Like
No, hold on. I got
Okay.
Jokar's. Jokar's all like, he's pacing himself. He's just like, I've been in eating contests before, it's a thing. And then he's just like, yeah, I'm pacing myself. I'm fine. Then all of a sudden he goes, oh, I'm not fine.
I'm not good.
I'm not good.
I'm not good.
I'm not good. I'm not at all.
You're looking a little green there, lad.
I'd rather be green. I'd rather be green than short.
And with the last round, Than, you are so focused on eating and going after it. This food is delicious. You absolutely love it. You have no idea how many the strong man is at now. Last round, Than.
That's a 2.
Make a con save, DC 13.
I'm going to use my inspiration. All right, that's going to be a 21.
All right, you make it. And the strong man shoves 2 more into his mouth as you look up right before they go, time! And he's there fine. They go over and they count how many of them are remaining. If you both had 50 in front of you, they look at yours and they go, he has 15 left! That means Thad has eaten 35 of these seaweed wraps! They go over to the count at the strong man's. They see that his pile of left seaweed wraps is bigger than yours. He only ate 21 of them! Our winner! Fan! And the crowd cheers. Yeah, 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 yeah. In the water, you see 3 pairs of hands raise up and clap for you out of the water, and they swim away.
Oh. Yeah. I think I need a...
You all have, all of you have thrown up except for this man right here, but the winner gets to go home with a sick stomach. And everybody laughs.
No.
In a minute, 35 seaweed wraps.
All right. Well, that was a good time. Where's the prince? How's he doing?
The prince is still feeling a little queasy. Not even a minute has gone by since he threw up as well. But he's already getting better.
Dan's gonna pat him on the back pretty hard. It was a good time.
As the party continues on, bonfires, people having the grand time, enjoying their harvest. Are you ready? Here it comes. The music kicks in. That's right. Here you go. This one's for Than. And the crowd is enjoying dancing to all the music around the fires. The seaweed smells beautiful to those who weren't eating it the entire time. People will stay out for a long time tonight. What do you guys do?
Dan is fairly lethargic at this point.
So then I take it that, gentlemen, you're going to call it a night?
Dan wants to take a minute with the prince before they take a night.
Okay, go right ahead.
He just kind of wants to pull him away. Well, I hope you had a good time.
That will definitely be a day that I remember. Especially a great way to end some wonderful training. Thank you. I have learned a lot about what it is to live a life not of the royal line. Thank you so much, Master Than.
And Than's gonna just kind of have him look out towards the sea and into the night sky. It's just absolutely clear. You probably won't get to see a whole lot like this if we do what we want to do. But I hope maybe sometime the king will remember the small folk. Come visit them.
Well, if I become king, there's no way I will ever be able to forget my people. Speaking of that, in the morning, he puts his hand on your shoulders. I must leave. It is time for me to go speak with my brother and see if he will give me his place. Whatever I must do, I will use what you and Master Creech have taught me.
Well, I believe these people showed you how to party. Not like one of
Absolutely.
his fancy upscale things.
I think it'll take more than a seaweed eating contest to win the place of my brother.
Well, good. I don't know if I could do another one of those for at least 4 days.
Well, I am grateful. I am thankful. I do not know what Jakar or Thane or Master Lot have planned for me, but I hope it will help me with my other brothers.
I'm sure it will. They know what they're doing.
You're right. They do.
They don't
Here.
happen to know how to mend clothing, do they? And he's looking at his
Not unless you
clothing
can
that's
make it with
still
a hammer.
his clothing's still scratched from the goblins. Well, I've got family. Some of them know how to
And
do
I'm
this.
certain that with as much as they must have to mend nets, there's somebody in this village who can help you.
Oh yeah.
Gentlemen, anything else you'd like to say when the prince shows back up at the aunt's house? That conversation you didn't hear.
Jokar is still sitting in the sitting in the chair, going, "Oh God, it tastes worse coming up."
Oh, hey, Jokar, would you like one more? And he will hold out a plate with it on there. Here you go.
You mess with me, I'll pour out a bottle of ale.
Don't even joke like that.
That he kind of gives him a kind of a joking smile, and he looks over at the prince, and he says, "Times like these, you need to remember, because not every day is going to be happy. Not every day is going to have the playing, the laughter of people in the air, the sound of wonderful banter of music. It's not always going to be happy. You need to get ready, and you need to be ready when days like that happen. And for the love of God, don't eat a lot of seaweed."
That might be the only seaweed I have ever had, and obviously it doesn't sit well with my stomach. But yes, I understand that there are to be darker days coming in this journey. But if it weren't for days like this, I wouldn't be going on that journey at all. Yes, there will be both days, but it's days like this why I know that someday I must be king. Thank you.
Your days as king will dictate those days to where there's your rulership will dictate, will there be happiness in your kingdom, or will there be tyranny? And I hope that you take into consideration of what the good people of these neighborhoods and these small little communities like this, that they offer you. Yes, there are bad people in these communities, but there's more good than bad. And I hope you take that into your when the crown is placed upon your brow.
I will. I will. I will see you in the morning. Well, I will see you later. Creech, anything you'd like to say? You can say no.
Well, I would probably just in passing, kind of as the prince is going around saying his good nights, Creech would kind of stop him and say, "All right, Irene, what we need you to do is we need you to think of something that we can call you. I'll be honest, today out in the ocean, I almost referred to you as what you are, as who you are, by your name. And we might not find ourselves in a position where I can do that. So we need something to call you. It's a little more conspicuous. Think about it and tell us in the morning."
But that's very wise of you. Yes, I had not even thought of that. Uh, I had just been referred to as my friend or my apprentice by Master Tham. But that's a very wise thought. I shall sleep on it.
Of course, it would only be used in social settings, so we will, of course, you are still the prince to us, but around others, it's probably a good idea to think of something else. So, like I say, think on it, sleep on it. Let us know what you want.
All right. I will do. I will see you later. And he's looking for a place to lie down. Now that there are 5 of us here, not including the ant. Master Than, where might I sleep tonight?
You can take the couch. I'll sleep on the floor.
So the prince will walk over. He will lay down on the couch, curl up, put his head right between the back and the cushions. And it's not very long before you hear him snoring softly. Was there anything else you guys were wanting to do tonight? You can say no.
Nope.
Okay.
Not really.
The next morning, roll initiative. Creech, is that a natural 20?
No, it is not.
Okay. The next morning, Creech, you're the first one to wake up. I mean, just after the butt crack of dawn. And you sit up, you look around, and on the table where you all ate dinner this previous night, there is a note, and it says, "My friends."
Can I read it?
Absolutely. I just didn't know if you wanted to read it now or wait. That's all I was waiting.
I would read it right now.
Okay. You open it, and it says, "My dearest friends, I am sorry, but I did not sleep much at all last night. I awoke and found you all sleeping many, many times. I must go to my brother. I must find what I have to do to earn or be given or purchase my brother's place in line. Please meet me back at the cabin in the woods in 10 days. I am certain that by then I will have been able to talk my brother into being able to give me his place in line, for I am sure he is not interested in the place as much as he is, well, as what he could be given. Thank you so much. I will see you in 10 days. At the bottom, it says justice.
Creech kind of smiles when he reads that. And what he basically at this point will do is he will leave the note open so that anybody who wakes up to read it can find it. He leaves that on the table, and he actually goes down to the beach and just is going to take a walk, since it is, still just dawning, the sun coming up over far off in the distance, way across the ocean. He's just going to take kind of a peaceful walk for probably maybe an hour up and down the coast, and then come back and start messing around in his little box again and waiting for everyone else to get up.
Okay. While you're out, you're actually Jakar. You're actually going to be the first one to wake up. You'll wake up. Excuse me. You wake up and you see across from you, in the room where you had dinner, there is a letter open on the table, and it says the same thing. It won't change.
Yeah. He'll read the letter. After he finishes reading it, he sets it back on the table. He'll walk over and kick the boots of the dwarf, and
Well, while you're reading it, as soon as you put it down and you turn to move toward the dwarf, that's when Than will wake up. Thane is still out cold, but Than wakes up and sees you put the letter back on the table. Now you can go kick the dwarf.
Oh, God. What was that? Did he leave?
yeah, he went to he couldn't sleep. He went to his brother's.
Shouldn't we help him?
I guess if he wanted us to go with him, he would have waited for our escort, I suppose.
Oh. I mean, he knows how to at least survive on the road. No. But some of his brother's men, all those guys that attacked us, I don't know how they'd feel about him.
I don't know. I don't like the thought of him going off by himself, but nothing you can do about it. He's at least hours ahead of us.
Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.
And kick your boots, Thane. And as Creech, you will come in just in time to watch him kicking on Thane's boots.
Time to go already.
Tell him I just get up. He says, and I tell him, of course, all of what the letter says and all that good stuff.
And Thane will already start picking those up. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go find the lad.
I don't believe he wanted us to follow him. Because I believe if he wanted us to follow him, he would have told us, and we could have went with him.
So, what, we go back to the cabin for 10 days?
He says meet him in the cabin in 10 days. So I don't like it no more than you, but nothing you can do. I mean, we could go after him, and that could mean bad for possibly what negotiations he does, but I say we trust in his word for right now, or trust in his abilities that he's so far learned from Than and Creech.
At this point, Creech kind of walks up and kind of pets you on the shoulder. I assume I'm just kind of picturing you sitting down. I don't know if you are. If you are, he kind of pats on the shoulder and says, uh, "I believe Mr. Jokar is likely very accurate with this. If he wanted us to come, he would have asked us. He's never been shy to ask us for anything before. Perhaps he feels like this is something he must do on his own."
Okay, very well.
10 days, though. How long does it take to get to your great mill made out of stone? Perhaps you can show Jakar exactly what you were talking about.
Oh, Ard Karak? Let's see. I need a map. Do we have a map? Oh, wait, I do have a map. Hold on. And he will pull it out, and it's ragged and ale-stained, and most of the words are faded out except for the dwarf cities. And he will... And,
Jokar looks at it and goes, "Who drew?" It's like, of course, this is a dwarf's
say not
map.
one word. This is a family heirloom.
Obviously.
How far is it to the cabin in the woods?
For you guys, you can make it there in about 6 days travel.
It's considerably more to Ard Karak. We would be going at least 12 days. If we're going to be back there, we're not going to make it back in time. But we will go. You will see.
That we will. We'll go. One day you could take. One day we'll go and you can show us the magnificent Dwarven city.
And right there, we pull back as you talk about it. Pull back into the sky, seeing the blue sky, the woods behind the house, the sea, into the clouds. And then we zoom back in. All the way into the woods, no sea. Deeper and deeper through the trees. Into a cabin. Where you all are seated. And the prince is not there.
How long have we traveled?
Oh, this is the 10th day.
Oh. If he's... Jokar ain't gonna do anything until the 10th day passes.
Okay?
Because, I mean,
I mean, what time is it on the 10th day?
At this point, it's only about 3 o'clock.
Did he, he didn't leave a specific time on that note, did he?
Just 10 days.
you said 10. That'll be it.
Oh.
And as you're sitting there talking about it, the door swings open, And standing there, backlit by the sun, stands your prince, smiling. His friend, fully armored, stands behind him. And the prince steps into the room, and he says, "Friends, I'm third in line."
Hi! Congratulations, Your Princeliness! I knew you could do it.
And right there is where we'll end. Thank you so much for playing tonight, guys. I really appreciate it. It's been a great game. Thank you, Caleb and Eric and Jeremy and Clyde. Always a pleasure. Always a fun time. And our next game is next Thursday, throwing us back onto the cycle. And anybody want to say something or plug?
L's rule.
I
Yes.
don't have anything for like 2 weeks, so
Yeah, I hear you.
I'll
So
plug next week.
then, thank y'all, and have a great night.
Good night.